What's up, everybody? Welcome back to Recruit Reviews, and today I'm going to be reviewing the Yeti Roadie Hard Cooler. I've had this cooler for a couple of months now, and I kind of just wanted to give you a rundown on my honest opinion with it, and I'm going to do a little bit of an ice test here just to give you guys an idea of how long it'll hold ice. One of my favorite things about this cooler are the latches that are super easy to open. As you can see, I opened it with just one hand. They seem way better than the old style latches that I've seen on the coolers before, but you can see this thing has plenty of room on the inside to fit plenty of drinks. You can stand up wine bottles in there, whiskey bottles. It's got plenty of room height-wise, and it's really compact, which I really like about it. So part of the reason I bought this cooler is because I didn't want it to be too heavy and too bulky to carry around. And you can see this thing's got that strap, and it's also got some little handles underneath the lid that are convenient, and it fits perfectly in the back of my truck. It's also got some sort of like friction rings on the bottom of the camera to keep it from sliding around, so if you want to throw it in the bed of your truck, it'll keep it from, sliding from one end to the other. So I've went ahead and loaded my cooler up with about 10 waters and I think 2 or 3 sodas here. None of these were pre-chilled. The cooler wasn't pre-chilled. I'm trying to just make it as realistic as possible, because normally you're not going to ice down your cooler before icing your cooler. I think that's kind of ridiculous to expect, but I went ahead and bought this is a 16-pound bag of ice, and it claims to be 16 pounds at least, and it seems like it took most of it. I tried to fill it as much as I could to the top and spread it out a little bit. As you can see, I didn't get it in between the bottles like I should have probably, but I'm going to go ahead and close the lid on this thing and come back and check it about every 12 hours. Alright, so I've left this sitting outside for about 12 hours now, overnight. So I haven't even opened it, so it should still have quite a bit of ice. You can see it kind of looks like it's already lost quite a bit. So I'm going to go ahead and close the lid on that. I'm going to move it to the garage where it's shaded, and I'll come back and check it 12 hours from now and see what it's holding. Alright, so it's been 24 hours since I first put ice in the cooler, and it sounds like there's still some in it. I don't know how much. We'll open it up here. Okay, so there's still quite a bit. It looks like it's melted. A lot of it has. But there's still plenty to call it good, so I'm going to go ahead and shut the lid on it again, and we'll check it in the morning, see how it's doing. Okay, so it's been 36 hours or a day and a half since I first put ice in this thing. I haven't mentioned yet that the temperatures, since I've been doing this little ice test here, are in the mid to upper 80s and in the 60s at night. So it's been fairly warm, which is good for this test because this is normally when you're going to be using this cooler. Let's go ahead and open it up and see what's left in here. And it kind of looks like it did 12 hours ago, so it's doing pretty good right now. There's still quite a bit of water in there, but I would still call that good. And I'm going to take it out later on today, and it'll probably be opened up several more times. I'm going to actually take some of the waters out, so we'll see how that affects the ice here this afternoon. So when I had it out in the afternoon, it took a couple more hours and all the ice completely melted. I think it was a combination of just having the lid open a little bit longer and grabbing a few drinks out of it. But overall, the ice lasted around 40 or 41 hours. And that's not really that much when you think about it for a $200 cooler. You would think the ice could last, 5 days or so at least. And really, looking back at it, if I knew the ice was only going to last 2 days, I probably wouldn't have bought this cooler. But I had hopes that it was going to last 5 to 10 days while looking as good as it does. So overall, I'm still happy with the cooler. I just wish I wouldn't have paid so much for it. But I will show you here. This little accessory basket you can buy separately for like $20, which is overpriced for that, but it keeps your food dry and out of the ice. So that's just another little add-on that you can throw in there. Another thing that I don't like about the cooler is there's no drain plug. So any standing water that's in the cooler, you can't drain it out. You just have to turn the cooler over sideways and dump it out. So that's kind of a hassle too. But um, overall, I feel like this cooler would be more fairly priced around $100 instead of $200. So it's kind of up to you on how much you want to spend. And lastly, it does scratch up pretty easily, so you got to be careful with it. And that really doesn't bother me that much. But overall, I'm happy with it, and I think this cooler will last me for a few years. Once again, thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed this review. Please comment below and let me know what you think of the cooler if you have one, or what's keeping you from buying one. If you haven't already, go ahead and like this video, and then go ahead and subscribe too. It really helps us out, and it keeps you guys up to date with any new videos that we post.